Alright, so in this video I want to go over the MPC sample and a few things that I feel the MPC sample does better than any other MPC, like the MPC 1, X, or keys. And in this video, I want to go through some of those features as I build a beat with you guys. So let's get right into it and let's have a good time. I have a sample right here that I want to bring in, and as we chop up, I'll be explaining some of these points. All right, so let's start off with the way I chop up samples. On my other MPCs, sampling is not complicated. It's actually very straightforward. I love how I chop up samples with my MPC X, but doing it right here on the MPC sample, it makes it a lot easier, and you could get a bit more precise on how you slice up your samples using this one really cool feature. I'm not sure if I'm able to do this with my other MPCs. If I have not figured it out and you know how to do it, let me know down in the comments. But right here I have my sample. If I jump into my sample page, let's trim the sample. That's the first thing I do whenever I sample. I want to trim and just have the selection that I want to work with. 6, 7, 8. I have my start point and my end point. This is my start, this is my end. I just want to make sure I have a perfect 4-bar loop selected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this sample. Once I have this trimmed, I'm ready to start chopping this up. If I go into chop mode, I'm gonna tell the MPC to give me 16 regions. Why? Because there was 16 beats that I counted in my head with this selection. That's gonna automatically chop everything up for me. It should be pretty close. It's not gonna be perfect. I still wanna go over each individual chop and perfect it. But as of right now, let me just see if this got somewhat of an idea of how I wanted to chop it. It's pretty close. There's a few snares that are a little off with my slices. This is where the MPC sample separates itself from other MPCs. Let me know if you're able to do this on other MPCs and maybe I just haven't figured it out. But as of right now, maybe you can't see it on the camera, I could engage this little loop button right here. So what that's gonna do, any pad that I select is going to loop that pad or whatever samples on that pad. It's just gonna say looping over and over. The reason why this is important is because I can go pad per pad and that loop function stays looping whatever pad I have pressed, and I can dial in the start and end point. This is a very minor difference. It's not gonna allow you to chop way better or worse on the other MPCs, no. But it's these small little changes that makes my workflow when it comes down to sampling a lot better. If I select this pad, it's just looping. I can jump in right here. I'm gonna zoom in all the way. I can see the transient of that snare starts a few milliseconds before the slice. So as it's looping, I'm listening and I can perfect this slice. Much better. There you go. I gotta bring this back a little bit. There you go. And just like that, I go pad per pad. That one's actually pretty good. Now, as you saw, I'm just moving a few ticks forward or backwards, but having this looper engaged and just repeating that single chop helps me dial in those milliseconds or those samples that I gotta move left or right. It's perfection. I'm not able to do this on my other MPCs. Let me know if I'm mistaken, and I know you guys help us out a lot down in the comments. So if there's a way we can loop each individual slice as we are on the manual chop mode page, let us know down in the comments. As of right now, I'm not aware of that. So this has been very helpful. Now, another thing about the MPC sample that I really enjoy is the workflow. When it comes down to building a beat, the intro, the verse is so fast. I find this a lot less complicated versus my other MPCs. If I need to just start building a sequence right away, I can jump into my sequencer. I'm gonna play some of these pads and just find the tempo of this. I'm at about 94 beats per minute. I'm gonna make this globally, so all of my sequences are at 94 beats per minute. And I wanna get my first sequence, I wanna set that to my intro. I'm gonna jump into my second sequence. This is where I'm gonna make my drop, my main idea, the main body of my beat. Once I'm on the second sequence, I open up those chops and let me just record something with a 2-bar loop selected. Something very simple. I'm gonna get off of chop mode, and right away as this is playing back, I can start loading up some kick drums. I'm gonna get some hi-hats. Let's get some kicks right here. Ooh. All right, let me go ahead and record that. Let's get a snare. We already have a sample. I don't think that's what I'm gonna stick with. I wanna rearrange those chops, get something a little better. I could just delete all of those notes off of the grid. Let's record this right here. Now, if I want my sequence 1 to be my intro, I can jump into sequence 1. And on sequence 1, I can open up these chops and record something a bit different. Yeah, and we already have intro. Now we jump into the verse right after this. You know, speed is not the idea here, but I always talk about this. There's this energy that happens when I'm building something. The energy that I have is a creative energy where I have this connection creatively building the beat. I'm not trying to be fast, but I'm trying to capture, I'm trying to record these ideas because this is a fresh idea that I have and it's not gonna last forever. It's like when you walk into a room and it smells a certain way, you notice a smell for the first few minutes. After you're sitting in that room for a very long time, it just becomes something normal and you lose whether it smelled good or it smelled bad. Same thing when I make beats. The very first few minutes when I chop up my sample and I have my drums, that initial connection, it's a very beautiful moment when I'm building something because there's this connection that I have, which whether it's a good connection that I think it is, I try my best to capture those ideas as soon as I can. Now, another thing that I feel that the MPC Sample does way better when it comes down to warping with my other MPCs, yes, you could do warping, but it's just a bit more complicated. There's a few extra steps that you have to do versus doing it right here on the sample. Let me bring in a different drum break or a percussive sound. I'm not sure if this is gonna blend well with the beat, but I still wanna show you how fast and easy it is to execute warping on the sample. All right, this is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna bring this into pad 4. So we have this sample. I just want to select 1 bar. So I'm going to count 4 beats and make that my selection. Right here. Perfect. There's 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to chop this up. I'm going to make this match the tempo of my sequence. And the way it's gonna match this is going to warp the audio. What is warping? It just time stretch your sound, whether it's going to pitch up or down, but it's going to match the tempo of your current sequence. So my sequence is at 94 beats per minute. I don't know what the original tempo of this loop is, and I don't really care. This is percussive instruments. I'm gonna jump into tune, and right here on the very far right-hand side, I have warping. Before I start warping this to match the tempo of my sequence, I gotta tell the MPC Sample how many beats are in this selection right here. Remember, we selected 1 bar, so there's 4 beats in 1 bar. How do I do that? I hold down Shift and I select 4 beats, let go, and now I'm gonna scroll all the way to the right until it says sequence. Once that says sequence, when I go to my sequence right here, whatever, this is at 94 beats per minute, when I hit this pad, it's going to adapt to the tempo of the sequence. So notice that it pitched down a bit. I'm gonna record this, and once I record it onto the sequence, we can speed up the tempo of the sequence, or we can slow it down, and it's gonna stay in sync. I'm gonna raise up the volume of those congas just so you can hear them a little bit better. Now, I'm gonna speed up, or I'm gonna slow down the sequence so you can hear those congas stay locked in on the tempo. Now that's really cool, because when I bring in samples, when I'm dealing with samples, I'm trying to look for, let's say I have one song that I really like the chops from that song, but I want to bring in different textures, different percussive sounds, and I can stack different records on top of each other, lock them into the tempo by using warping, and come up with some really interesting sequences. So these are a few things. I think I did 3 or 4 different techniques that I can do on the sample way better than any of my other MPCs. Just the other day, I brought back the MPC XL. When it comes down to the other MPCs, I feel like the XL is awesome. It's one of my favorite MPCs. This is where I found my tipping point where I kept gravitating towards the sample. I brought back the MPC XL, and as I was sampling into it, I started going into the chopping features, and I started slicing up my sample. And that's when right away, I don't know, I just got frustrated, wanted to chop it up the way I'm used to doing it on the sample, and I wasn't connecting. I wasn't finding myself, and I just unplugged it and brought back the MPC Sample. And as soon as I connected this one, I feel so at home with the sample. Now, if you're new to the MPC Sample, or if you purchased one, you're still waiting for it, I have an entire course where I go over the workflow of the MPC Sample. Within that course, I take you from start to finish. I know these YouTube videos are a little shorter, they're not as long. I try to chop this up, so it just saves you some time, but you still get some value out of it. But within the course, we go very slow. So if you need extra help and you've watched tons of videos and you still feel a little lost, sign up to the course. I walk you through step by step. The way I have this routed, and this is a little extra right here, if you guys want to stick around, I have my MPC sample always coming out, going into the Chroma console, and I have a few settings right here that I can play with as I'm building beats. The Chroma console, it just gives me texture, it gives me different effects that I can ride in real time as I'm performing my beat. Let's go ahead and listen to this. All right, guys, so look, I hope you guys got something out of this video. Just wanted to go through some of these features. I just get so many comments on some of the videos. I see a bunch of other comments on other videos on people saying, what could this small machine do that our other MPCs cannot do? And maybe some of the features that I mentioned, they don't mean anything to you. The way we build beats is so personal, right? I have a personal connection to the MPC sample, and that's why I feel like this is honestly my favorite sampler as of right now. Is that going to change in the future? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to come out with later on, but this is where it's at for me. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you taking the time. I hope you guys caught something interesting from this video. Till next time, peace.